punish her with 2 weeks of silence to get her respect. Does this actually work? What kind of consequences it can bring to the relationship and how to handle it if you feel it's not fair. Hello, my name is Greta Bereisaite. I'm dating and relationship coach for women. For the awesome high-value woman secrets, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I upload new videos every Wednesday and Sunday. And just before I share with you ladies what it's all about, how to handle it, don't forget to take my free self-awareness test to find out are you a woman of high value or low value, which I will drop down in the video description box below. And if you like any of my merch, you can get it in my YouTube store. And my ladies, let me show you what I want to talk about.
So basically what the 2 weeks rule is anytime that a woman gives you any behavior that you don't like, and again, the more enmeshed she is with you, like the deeper the relationship goes, the more important it is that you implement this rule. Because you do not want her to start losing interest and her disrespect to amplify itself. Basically, women are people in general, you know, when you give them an inch, they take a mile. So once the bad behavior starts and they start to do things like flake on you or call you a name or make a joke at your expense or just do something in general that is not something that you approve of, generally speaking, I recommend that you implement the 2 weeks rule. Usually you just let them know that you didn't really approve of that. You're just kind of like, hey, like, what's up with that? Like, I thought we had plans. Why are you canceling the plans? This is the second time you did that. And she continues with the excuse. She knows you don't approve of it, and she knows that it's disrespectful, but she still does it anyway. At that point you say, very well, and you know, nothing else is necessary at that point, because she made a decision at that point that she was going to put her little need to rebel or push your boundaries or whatever ahead of you guys having a healthy, mutually respectful relationship. So at that point, it almost doesn't matter what you say. You could say, cool, see you in 2 weeks. Or you could say nothing. You could say, all right. The key here is not to be angry or butthurt about it. You shouldn't be angry or butthurt. This should not be something that you're using to hurt her. This is not anything you're doing like she hurt you, so you're going to hurt her. It's not like that at all. It's just like she doesn't get that I don't accept people in my life who don't respect me.
Okay, ladies, so I see his point about setting in boundaries. I somewhat even agree with him. However, I want to share with you 6 reasons how this type of silent treatment can damage the relationship and cause a breakup. After that, I want to share with you how to handle it. And then I will give you the answer where it can actually work. Number 6. I understand self-respect and removing your attention from a person that has been disrespectful is a good boundary for sure. But before giving a punishment, make sure that it definitely was their fault. And if you feel that the punishment needs to be so extreme, most likely that person is not someone you should be dating. Extreme silence like this long term is very toxic and eventually will cause a breakup. Why? Because it repeats itself. So if every single time someone disrespects you, you give them 2 weeks of silence, over a year their resentment will build up so much that the breakup will nearly have to happen. 5. The problem with silent punishment is that a lot of people overdose on it, especially if we saw it working. That is when we start to act spoiled and give women silent treatment whenever we don't get things their way. such as if she's not chasing him, if she's setting in boundaries for him being disrespectful towards her. Spoiled men even give punishments if you don't accept last-minute dates. Punishments for disagreeing with him, or not jumping when he clicks his fingers. 4. Punishing someone for 2 weeks is way too extreme. If the person has been rude or disrespectful, especially with women, a day or 2 of silence is way than enough. If we continue being rude and disrespectful, then maybe you perhaps are dating the wrong girl. People do not change because you punish them. People change if they want to change by deciding to work on themselves. Number 3, punishing someone too harshly for what they have done can cause a breakup, as it will be just not fair. For example, if I called a guy a, let's say, bad name, maybe just slipped out, right? And as a result, he cuts me out for 2 weeks, I will see it as not fair and will think, well, if this guy is giving me such a hard punishment, me calling him a bad name, I don't think I'm able to handle a guy like that. And I will look for the ways to move on, as it just will be too much. Some people think that giving someone a bigger punishment than they deserve will prevent them from doing mistakes. That is not the case. The person will just start to build resentment and will feel as their punishment towards you was unreasonable and unfair. For the outcome could be, instead of putting up with your punishment, they will dump you. Number 2, if you punish someone with 2 weeks of no contact, of silence, without considering the whole situation. So instead of thinking about what's the right thing to do with the problem that you're facing, you just blindly put yourself first and punish a person. The percentage that they will see you as very selfish and immature will be very, very high. There will be a big possibility that they will just break up with you. So number 1 reason how it can damage your relationship is if you decide to punish someone with 2 weeks of silence without hearing both sides of the story, you could punish a person who has done nothing wrong. If it is the case, even when the punishment is done, the 2 weeks of silence are gone, that person will not be able to forgive you, as they will feel that you punished them for no reason at all. As an outcome, there will be a lot of resentment and hurt towards the guy, which ultimately can lead to a breakup. Now I want to share with you ladies how to handle the punishment. If you feel as he is just acting spoiled and you have done nothing wrong, for example, he's punishing you because he didn't get his way, he stops contacting you and it's been 5 or 7 days since you haven't heard from him, and he is your boyfriend, well, break up with him. As if you will wait, he will keep bringing in the silent punishment whenever he feels like getting his way. But what if you actually were in the wrong? If you have disrespected him, well then apologize, give him space to calm down, and just don't do it again. I want to share in which cases silent punishment works. But remember, usually it does not work long term, and usually it does not solve problems. In a lot of cases, it does not work with everyone. So this is where you can actually use it. If you live together and let's say the guy went crazy on you, to the point that you cannot even look at him, he's been that disrespectful, you even feel disgusted just by looking at him, then yes, ignore him until you start to feel better. And depending on how he is responding to you, for example, is apologizing, trying to make it up, etc., this can work. but most likely short term only, as you do punish a person for them mistreating you, yet it doesn't mean that he will not do it again. And most likely he will, as they received the punishment, but we have not changed. Now, can boundary setting change a person? Well, it can make them respect you more and love you, because without respect there is no love, but not necessarily change the person. The change only happens if by being with you, he gets inspired by you and starts working on himself to be the better person. On the contrary, if he thinks he's just fine as he is, will constantly have to set in boundaries for the same issues. So my ladies, I would love to hear in the comments below, have you experienced the silent treatment? And from coaching my clients, I know that majority of them have. And like this video if you liked it. Join Greta's High Value Woman School, which is a free Facebook group where we are there in the same boat, learning how to be women of high value and bring out the best in our men. Follow me on my Instagram. My Instagram is called Ladies Relationship Coach. And if you would like to know how to stay attractive via text, games men play on women, how to get your ex back, how to love yourself, and to control your emotions. And I have a new one, how to start an online business from the scratch. Started from the bottom, now we're here, right? I'll put a link on where you can get these videos as a pinned comment under my video description box below. And if you're interested about the online business startup, just WhatsApp me and I can give you half price on it before it comes out. And it's coming out in a week. And in a week, it's going to be full price with no discounts. So thank you for watching. Kisses from Dorset. Mwah.